The theme of this year's International Association of Insurance Supervisors Conference is License to Operate, the role of insurance in supporting societal resilience. Reserve Bank Governor Lesetja Kganyago talked about the importance of the insurance sector and noted how it was able to meet people at their point of need during the COVID crisis, while also praising the sector for ensuring that it had sufficient capital reserves to meet the unexpected challenge at the time.
It was a particular challenge for life insurance for the obvious reason that it triggered an abrupt increase in mortality. What we saw in South Africa was resilience from firms that have accumulated large capital buffers over many years and which expanded their reserves as they saw the scale of the shock. Good example of why you want to have a fortress balance sheet.
The governor also spoke positively about how the insurance sector stepped up during the KZN floods of 2022, adding that the sector was able to support its client base during this time because it had bought insurance protection from global firms who were in the business of reinsurance, which then enabled them to share the burden that came with the calamity that the floods brought. However, he spoke about concerns around insurance protection gaps, citing specifically the country risk that South Africa faced of load shedding.
The electricity shortages in South Africa reached near unsustainable levels during 2023. It had eased more recently. Fortunately, the insurance angle on this is less of a success story and more of a cautionary. Considered the scale of business disruption, and as they contemplated the possibility of a full grid collapse, it became clear that this was unmitigated risk. It also meant that there was no reinsurance coverage. Don't be surprised that specific policy wording language had to be modified, and soon insurers started sending notices saying that existing policies did not cover electricity failures and couldn't compensate for grid collapse. In other words, there was a protection gap opening up where a risk was becoming uninsurable.
Kganyago said this instance served as a warning for the insurance sector around how it's going to deal with ever-growing climate change claims. The global insurance industry is committed to its new insurance capital standard, which it says is set to be adopted this month. This is a measure to improve the service the global industry, including South African firms, render to their clients. Lesetja Kganyago, SABC News, Johannesburg.